The MORryde frame side jerry can holder with the tall mount is for those of you that have a 1987 to 2006 YJ or TJ that are looking for a way to be able to carry either a NATO style or a jerry can style container of liquid, whether it be fuel, water, or otherwise, on the outside of your Jeep in an otherwise unused space. There isn't anything else here from the factory. You're not having to unbolt anything. So it's really unused space that you're turning into a very usable space, which is always a good thing, especially on a small TJ. This is a piece that installs very easily onto your Jeep, 1 out of 3 wrenches, and I'm gonna show you how to do that in just a second, but there are no holes to drill, and this actually is very easy to remove with just a hitch pin. So when you aren't using it, you can remove it. It's not gonna be an eyesore for you, but when you need it, you can very easily pop it back into place, which is something that I really do like. Now, MORryde is known for this type of product, taking an otherwise unused space, making it very useful for you. They have a couple of different styles of mounts that go on different parts of the Jeep. This, again, is the frame side. It can go on the driver's side or the passenger side right here on the frame of the Jeep. This does come with a tall tray, but they also have a slightly smaller tray if you choose that option. And as I said before, this does carry your traditional jerry can or even a NATO style can, so whatever you have, that's gonna fit right in here. This comes with everything you see here. So you have the mount, you have the actual holder, you have a strap that's specifically designed to go up and over top of the can and hold everything into place. Very strong J-hooks here. A ratchet strap, again, perfectly sized for its purpose. And this does even have a small piece of adhesive back foam that goes on the bottom of the tray here just to keep the can from chafing the tray. So they really did think of everything. This is a really well-built piece, and that's exactly what I've come to expect from MORryde. If there's one thing that they do really well, it is engineering and quality of build. This is definitely not going to be just thrown together, stamped out of some low-grade quality material. This is very strong and very high quality, and you would want it to be because you have a big can of liquid here that's heavy. You don't want it bouncing around and moving around, and this thing is going to be very solid and very strong for you. Now, for that quality of build, for that ingenuity of engineering, you are gonna pay a little bit more. This comes in at a little over $150. Whether it's worth it to you or not, that's completely up to you as an individual, how you use your Jeep. But if you are somebody who goes out for long periods of time, you are looking for a way to carry some additional liquids with you, there aren't really a lot of them out there, and there aren't a lot of them that utilize this otherwise unutilized space. So if you're looking for something a little bit unique that's going to be very, very functional, I think the $150 price tag is a fair one, especially for the quality that you're going to get. So let me go ahead and show you how you get this installed. For this installation, we used a 1/2-inch socket, a 3/4-inch socket, and also a number 3 Phillips head socket. We needed a 3/8-inch extension, 3/8-inch universal, 3/8-inch socket driver, and 3/8-inch impact, and also a 1/2-inch box end wrench. This jerry can mount is going to be a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench installation, like I mentioned before, because it bolts directly onto the frame of your Jeep. There's no need to drill any holes, and this is completely removable should you ever choose to remove it. So this part here is essentially just a regular 2-inch receiver, complete with the holes for the hitch pin. So this is the part that gets sandwiched onto the frame. There's a couple of plates that go on the back here and nut and bolt hardware that goes in between. That gets sandwiched onto the frame of the Jeep, and then the other half slides into the 2-inch receiver, and that's the part that actually holds the jerry can, and that's what gets attached with the hitch pin. So it's very easy to remove. This part stays on the Jeep, but the rest you can remove if you need to. So this can get installed on either the driver's side or the passenger side of the Jeep. We're gonna be installing ours on the driver's side, as you can tell for this video. And things are a little bit off center. So there's the main mounting plate and then the receiver. The way you wanna mount it is so that the receiver is forward of the plate itself. So on the driver's side, we're gonna mount it in this fashion here, and it's going to sit directly behind the body mount on the front of the Jeep here. So you pretty much wanna butt the plate up against the body mount. So what I'm gonna do now is get under the Jeep, I'll grab some of the hardware and some tools, and I'll show you how to get this sandwiched onto the frame. So the receiver is gonna go pretty much right here, just behind this body mount, and again, it's gonna get clamped on to the frame. So you have these small plates that are gonna go on the back side. Anytime you're clamping anything onto the frame, you wanna be careful not to pinch any of the brake lines or fuel lines on the inside of the frame on the back side. So what we'll do is get nut and bolt hardware started through here. We just wanna get at least one connected. That way everything's hanging there. We don't have to hold it anymore. We'll pass this through like that to the back side. Put one of our plates. Again, making sure we don't pinch any of the lines back here. Another washer, and then we'll get one of the nuts started on there. As with pretty much any install you want to leave all the hardware loose until the end, and then you can tighten everything down. Get another one started here across the top. So once you have all of the hardware started, before you tighten it down, you can make your final adjustments, sliding the receiver portion left to right. This does clear the body mount, so you could technically put it directly in front of the body mount, but we're gonna give ourselves a little bit of room there, offset it a little bit to the back of the Jeep. Once the receiver portion is firmly bolted onto the frame, which we've just finished up, we can bolt together the actual jerry can holder itself and this arm piece. And these get bolted together and they're gonna stay together. The part that actually is easy to disconnect, the quick disconnect part we're gonna get to in a second. So as you can see, this tray does get used with a couple of different MORryde accessories, so it has some holes in the backside, but obviously with the way this mounts, we're gonna be using the holes in the bottom here. So we'll grab the arm and the holder itself, get the holes lined up, and drop the hardware through. Now that we have all the hardware started, we can go ahead and tighten it down. Now we're going to go ahead and attach everything together with the hitch pin, and of course this is used so that everything can come apart very easily. As you can see, when you don't have the actual mount for the jerry can on the side of the Jeep here, you don't even really see the receiver. It kind of hides away, but then on the weekend when you do need that jerry can, you can pop everything together very easily and have the additional functionality. So you have your hitch pin and your clip, pop those apart. This just slides very easily into the receiver. And you line up the holes in the receiver and the mount itself and slide the hitch pin through, just like you would if you were putting a tow bar in a regular 2-inch receiver on the back of the vehicle. And then of course the clip keeps the hitch pin from sliding in. So the installation is pretty much done. The last piece of hardware we have is right here. This is going to be a small bolt with a cut washer, and this is known as the anti-rattle bolt. So what you can do is thread this into the bottom of the receiver. There's actually a threaded piece in the jerry can mount itself, and that's just going to take any of the slop out of this receiver connection, because of course it can't be super tight and a perfect fit because you would never get this slid in and out. So in order to get rid of any of this slop and make sure that this isn't going to bounce around and move on you, making a lot of noise, you'll tighten this bolt in place. So we put a couple of turns on that anti-rattle bolt, and as you can see, it made a huge difference. All of that slop is taken out. This is very, very solid. It's not gonna rattle, not gonna make any noise. And the other good thing about that is it's not going to fatigue the metal at all, because sometimes when you get that motion, you can get some torquing, some moving, especially when you have a full jerry can on here. That's a lot of weight. So this is very, very solid once you put that additional bolt in. The last piece of the kit is right here. It's gonna be your strap. As you can see, it comes at the perfect length, and it has these really heavy-duty metal J-hooks on the end. So the idea there is that you can take the one end here, hook it in there, the other end here. You have your jerry can in the middle, and just like any other ratchet strap, you can tighten it down. And that'll again make sure that nothing's rattling, nothing's moving around on you while you're cruising down the trail. So the very last step in the installation is attaching this small piece of adhesive-backed foam onto the bottom of the tray, and that's just to keep the can itself from chafing the tray. That's something that I probably would recommend doing. Very easy to do. You just peel the backing off of the foam and pop it right in there. It's pre-cut exactly to size. So as I showed you, this is a very easy installation. It's a very strong piece, and if you are looking for a way to carry a jerry can or a NATO style can on the outside of your Jeep, I would definitely recommend taking a look at this choice from MORryde, and you can find it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.